Alright, I'm going to do a little evening garden tour before I lose my sunlight. I've started to amend my beds. So these are they're 2x8, and then there's a divider. Hey, helper. And the last bed I have to do is the one that still has some stuff in it. So I amended my beds with a compost. The store near me didn't really have a whole lot of options. So this is a hummus and manure compost, and I've put one bag into each 4x2 section and worked it in. I've also worked in some of this fertilizer. It's by the MI Gardener, and he has some really great videos where he shows you the difference between a tomato plant that's been fertilized with the Trifecta Plus and one that hasn't. So he swears by it. I'm gonna give it a try and see if it, makes everything last a little bit longer in the season and produce a little more. The Trifecta Plus is a blend of a bunch of different fertilizing components, bone meal, blood meal, worm castings. It's got all of your potassium, phosphorus, and nitrogen. And it's also a combination of a quick and slow release fertilizer. So from the description, it should fertilize now as I'm integrating its soil and starting some of my plants, and then it should fertilize again as a slow release in about 6 months, saving me from having to do a mid-season fertilizing. I've also got some new trellises. These are folding trellises that I've put in. I've got 3 of them. There's one over there from Amazon. So I'm going to give these a try for my melons, my eggplant, and my cucumbers. My dill's still doing good. My Brussels sprouts are getting bigger, and I'm trying to give them as much time. So this bed, I don't have anything planned for right away. They are taking forever. That one, this one, and this one are the ones that have the biggest ones, or have some of them just don't look like they have any at all. So trying to hold out on the Brussels sprouts so I can try to enjoy some Brussels sprouts. I've amended this bed, and I've amended this bed. This is my 3rd trellis, and this is the trellis I had my cucamelons started on last year before we got that early frost. So I'm going to put them back where they were and try again. I did plant in a couple spots. Hey, Shelby. I did plant my, hey, get out of there. Goofy girl. She smells the bone meal. I did plant my Black's Beauty zucchini and 2 golden zucchini, but last night we had a cold front that moved in, and it got to about 34, and they just were not going for it. So they died. I'm not overly worried about it. I didn't stress about trying to cover them up because they're short duration crops, and they only take about 50 days seed to harvest, or maturity to harvest, so I'm just going to start them again. And then I have my Gabura daisy that I got at the local market. It's doing good. My kumquats, I've harvested most of them, but there's still a couple from luncheon. This is the manure that I got, or compost, manure hummus. These are my seedlings that are hardening off before those go in the ground. They look really good. The ground cherries are taking a while, but they all look really good. I have marigolds to go in. Marigolds help to repel pests, and any flowers in the garden are just going to attract your good pollinators, your bees, your butterflies. And then I have 2 jalapeno peppers, a serrano pepper that actually has 2 plants in one, and this is a basil that I'm going to try planting by my tomato plants. It's supposed to be good. Planting herbs in the garden is supposed to also be very beneficial because the smell is so strong that it helps to deter pests from being able to find the plants they like. My mint is coming back in my pot, and then I've expanded my herb garden. So I got another one of these. It's a 2x4 by 10 inch, and it actually looks, I really like it. It looks great. I decided not to do the entire 3-tier and just do these two, especially with this being 2 foot on the bottom. I like it a lot. So it's about a 4 foot by 4 foot, 3 foot by 4 foot ish. I got 2 basil plants, sage, cilantro, and flat leaf parsley. I moved my thyme to give it a little bit more room, and hopefully it handles that well. It's just starting to get some new shoots, so I think it is early enough that it'll handle it okay. My lavender has already started blooming again. How beautiful that is. So it gives it more room and gives my chives more room, and my rosemary just did great through the winter. I got some echinacea that I think I'm going to plant in here with the herbs just to have some really pretty flowers. And then while I was out, I got some gladiolus bulbs, and I'm not sure where I'm going to have room for them because I have 11 dahlias coming and sunflowers to grow, dwarf sunflowers to grow for my cutting garden, along with zinnias. So we'll see. I'll have to show you the front. My tulips have already popped up, and then I have hyacinth, muscari, and crocus that are getting tall and ready to start blooming as well. So I'll show you those next time. Thanks for coming.